the third time Bob Jane and Harry Firth were in the winning car, this time a Cortina GT, but the real drama was to happen behind the leader as Jane crossed the line. So near, Little in the Mini had hit the fence on the last bend of the last lap. He managed to finish, but a little chastened.
Brown, Lindsay, Jane, Foley and McKinnon. Jack Barnes in Mini 27. Mudguard scraping wheel, the only modification. The Leffler car in Mini Cooper 26 also made something very clear. There was more than one race in progress. A brand new brake hose burst. Johnny Leffler not hurt, again thanks to seatbelt. A graceful finale to say the least. Save trouble if you'd go round the back. Thank you.
That dice with the safety bank definitely puts him out of the race, but miraculously he's okay.
Number 11 is in serious strife. He's obviously gone off through those S's we were just talking about, the fact you take yourself a wrong line. There's Bruce Dark and Dennis Cook in their 68, the Datsun, the 1600.
Bruce Dark is driving it at the moment. And in Class B, they were placed way down, actually. They were in 12th position at that time. And back at...
That's car 60 on its roof there. Car 60 is well and truly squashed up on the track over there. That's Fred Gibson's car there, GTHO. And now, the only thing we can tell you at this stage,
third place car,
get any results, is that the roll bar on that car and the straps that hold the boys in should have given them a great bit of protection. I know, Will, you're going to point to that wheel.
Yeah, that wheel. Look at the far tyre from us, and it looks definitely as though it's gone flat and caused the inversion.
Dennis Crubin in trouble at Forest Elbow. It's the only day of the year you can park there, Dennis. Definitely time for a Rothmans. An ambulance joins the field on the climb up the mountain in response to an emergency call. At McPhillamy Park Corner, while traveling in the vicinity of 90 miles an hour, John Kieran's Torana smashes into the fencing after blowing a tire. Kieran's leg is broken and he's treated with oxygen as ambulance men place the injured limb in a splint. Today was Kieran's initial start in a Bathurst 500 and his first motor race for about 4 years.
All over the place. He's been in a collision. Garth Torana is upended in the cutting. Yes, we've just received a report from officials on the spot. Several cars were apparently involved in the accident. Garth rolled and was hit by Garth.
The Ford's taken a heavy blow at the front. I wouldn't be surprised if the damage is sufficient to sideline the Ford. This is a real shame, because Goss put up a tremendous display until his first pit stop, and he still looks a chance until the car develops exhaust trouble. So, with Gibson out, Goss about to start running on borrowed time, the Ford's only hope is Moffat. The Torana crew still looks extremely confident. Chivers is over a minute and a half in front of Moffat, and Holden will really have to trip and fall to lose this one.
Hey, look at that for a shot. He's passing the car. He's hit. Moffat's in shot too, but he's a couple of laps in front of the yellow Falcon. Moffat's got to get a move on because Chivers is well ahead.
Well, now Kennedy come to heavy grief up at the top of the mountain, car number 15.
Oh, he looked a bit shaky too, Will. Kennedy in a lot of strife there. Just the shock of the car, having gone into the fence and spun round, plenty of smoke pouring from the front. Man down the bottom of the circuit, but diabolical up the top. Water is streaming across the track there and suddenly presenting cars with a glyphating surface.
I thought for a start, because it was only rain on top of the mountain, that it might, be worthwhile staying on slicks. So I did 3 or 4 laps on them, but all of a sudden there was a torrential downpour on the top of the mountain and many cars were going off into the arm car. And I took the best part of valour and decided to come in and change onto wets.
Rod McRae, although I can't see any sign of McRae's car around the course. He's number 20. We've lost him somewhere.
And in fact, the most fearsome crash was McRae aquaplaned apparently off Conrod Strait, cleaned up trees and demolished his motor.
Oh, there's trouble there under braking, and Grice has been pushed into the fence. Oh, he's gone across the track. Colin Bond behind him. He misses him, but Grice has gone. Alan Grice.
A bad one at the top of the mountain.
We'll zoom in for identification of it. You can see where he's gone into the fence. The marshals approaching here. The flags are out to slow other cars. 26 is the Alfa Romeo.
John Fitzpatrick.
No, not John Fitzpatrick. Indeed not. No, it's the Tim Schenken car.
Tim Schenken. And it looked like Tim Schenken getting out.
That's right. Tim Schenken has gone very wide there. It's a bad luck for the Alfa team. They were running second in the class. I was just about to tell you that, or rather further down the class.
The smooth efficiency of the operation is momentarily disturbed. It's a worrying moment. The immediate concern is to find out what has happened.
I think that's what's happened to Ron.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened to Ron.
Is he back in the pit yet?
Yeah, he's back in the pit. I've just been speaking to him. He's okay. Just shaking up a little bit.
Where did it happen?
On the Castrol curve, the right-hander going up the hill. Plus, to add to that, as he got a little bit wide, the road was a little bit wet on the outside, the car just turned the wall and went over.
But as I went over the hump up the back straight there and braked to the corner, there was just nothing at all, and just went into the fence, probably about 80 mile an hour, I'd say.
When Brock nudged a Gemini at Reed Park on lap 17 and stopped for repairs.
This is what happened on Friday at the bottom of Conrod Straight in timed practice. Sideways, off the track, through the fence, steel posts going every which way. Just missed the sign, just missed the culvert, through the fence, in the air, and back onto the track, and you will see John Harvey in the second dealer team Commodore just shoom, through there as Keogh gives him a flick and into the sand.
In the early
stages. Dearie me, and one's just gone into the wall up there at the top of the mountain, not far from where, of course, Dick Johnson.
Yes, no, he's gone in very heavily in front. The question is, as the driver gets out, he's a bit shaky, but okay. Did one of the RX-7s.
It's Lawrence Hazelton and Jerry Starberg in a Capri, one of the 3-litre class cars, car number 57. On the top of the mountain and off the wall, or on the wall, it's more like it, hanging on the wall. Driver standing out, leaning against the fence, so he's well, I was going to say okay, he looks very groggy on it.
Got a right rear wheel into the dirt, getting my mind off the job. She dug in, turned left instantly, and I hit the wall. Pretty frightful. I thought I was going over the wall, actually. But as it slid down and came to a halt, all I realized was that I damaged the car.
It was a low point for Moffat.
And of course, Win Percy almost totally destroyed this car on Friday in qualifying. Coming out past the Castrol sand trap, got it sideways, slammed across the racetrack into the wall. The car's destroyed, but fortunately the TAFE boys here at Bathurst, along with a very, very good team.
Classic crash, Crash I, involves the Cabbage Commodore. You'll notice the plume of smoke billowing out behind. That's a blown engine and an expensive incident for a largely unsponsored privateer. Still, he's had the presence of mind to park well off the circuit there and out of harm's way. Oh dear. Mr. K, it's not your day.
Prima Holidays replay. Oh, this is Seaton. Yeah, that's the oil that's done that. Oh, there's the tyre barrier that we heard was out across the road. Seaton has slammed it. The oil was left there by Brancatelli. So when the wheel's torn loose, it's done damage under the front of Brancatelli's car. He's dropped oil on the track. Seaton's copped it as he came over.
Not so on the exit to the cutting, where he got out of shape and clouted the concrete, giving the tape crew work they didn't really need. Despite a couple of mild spins and a little body contact, the qualifying sessions were remarkably free of the usual crash and carnage. Let's have a look at...
there's one clip there, just as we cut to the replay. A car's come through and clipped this Corolla. Well, this is the drama we saw in the spray there, the car sliding up. Pace car is out, folks. Glenn, Seaton's prayers have been answered.
You can't see a thing, look.
Yeah.
No.
And there's the Peugeot that clipped the front of that Corolla.
How the seeker went off. There it was. One of the co-Commodores going through.
And crunch.
Just caught the side of it with the Peugeot. And it, of course, headed off the racetrack over into the wall, which just Johnson's accident. This is what happened. Miscued. Got the concrete wall, rode up the wall. It's young Ryan McLeod. Car number 60 was in position number 22. Dad Peter McLeod. And the NZ fuel